Welcome to the My Volunteer training video to introduce the basics of the Better Impact Database Volunteer Portal. The topics covered in this video include understanding the big picture, the benefits of the database, how to log into your profile, updating your information, and logging your hours. The big picture. Lots of different volunteer organisations use the Better Impact Database to help manage their volunteers. Each volunteer has their own My Volunteer online profile. The different organisations that use the database include Oxfam, the Zoos, Nillumbik, other councils, and Puffing Billy. Nillumbik Shire Council has a number of impact accounts for their various volunteer groups. Some of these are Edendale, Living and Learning Nillumbik, Delivered Meals, Friends of Groups, In-Home Family Mentoring, Advisory Committees, and Community Transport. Volunteers will have one My Volunteer profile which works across all Nillumbik impact accounts and volunteer organisations that use Better Impact. Benefits of the database for volunteers. Each volunteer has an individual profile they can access at any time to update contact and emergency contact details. Volunteers record their hours invested in their role, including preparation time, and can see how much time they have contributed. The social time spent linked to volunteering can also be recorded. The database provides an opportunity to connect with other like-minded volunteers and a chance to see other volunteer opportunities that may be of interest. New volunteers can easily apply online at any time, and the database provides a way for volunteers to RSVP for training days, meetings, or celebrations. Benefits of the database for staff. Volunteer contact and emergency contact details are kept up to date. The database provides an opportunity for best practice management of volunteers in a busy environment with the information all in one place. It's an opportunity to measure the value of volunteers to the organisation and the community, including any preparation time. The social impact of volunteering can also begin to be measured, and the information collected helps to justify the resources spent on volunteer management and appreciation initiatives. The database enables staff to plan for growth and the provision of volunteer opportunities for the future. Benefits of the database for council. The database provides an opportunity to measure the value that volunteers make to the whole organisation. The ripple effect of volunteer contribution can begin to be measured through social impact benefits linked to volunteer involvement. Council can be aware of milestones and celebrate volunteer achievements. Nillumbik can be known for best practice in volunteer management, and the database provides data to assist Council to strategically respond to community interest in volunteering, providing resources and flexible opportunities for community engagement. The database also helps to care for the environment by minimising hard copy paperwork. How to log into your profile. A profile has been set up for you personally. You will have received a username and password for your video from your supervisor with a link to this training video. We will only be looking at some of the functions of the portal in this video. The tabs in the My Volunteer portal we will visit are the Home tab, the Hours tab, Reports, Contact, and the My Profile drop-down box. We will use Happy Volunteer to see how the portal works.
Okay, we're going to jump right in here and investigate the My Volunteer portal, and I'm just going into my Chrome browser, and you can use Chrome or Firefox or Internet Explorer. Just pick the browser that you prefer to use. I'm actually using Google as my search engine, but you can use Bing or Yahoo or whatever you prefer there as well. And I'm just typing in My Volunteer, and you'll see that My Volunteer comes up at the top of the page. Choose the Volunteer Login section, And we're just going in to use our test volunteer who is Happy Volunteer. I'm just typing Happy's details in here, the username and also Happy's password, and ticking the login. Now, as you see here, we've reached the home page, the landing page. There's a photo of Happy in here, and there's a summary also of Happy's volunteer hours that have been logged. So this week, Happy's logged 3 hours, this year 16, and a lifetime number of hours at 16 hours in total. As you go down the left-hand side of the page, you'll see there's some information here from Nillumbik Shire Council. Welcome to the volunteer page, some information about staff and also about the volunteer page itself and their volunteer development coordinator for Nillumbik, whose details are here. If you keep going down, you'll see some information about Living and Learning Nillumbik. There's some news there, and we'll be telling some volunteer stories to keep you in the loop about some of the wonderful things that are happening. And as you go down further, you'll get to the bottom of the page where there's a list of files that you might be interested in looking at. Now, these files you would have covered in summary as part of your induction, but if you want to see the whole document, this is where you actually go to find those files, and you can just click on them and that will take you directly to the whole policy or the procedure or whatever that you're interested in. Scrolling back up the page, you'll see a direct link with the Living and Learning Facebook page and also a direct link for the Nillumbik Shire Council Facebook page and the Nillumbik Shire Council tweet as well. If we go across to the left, you can tick on these little boxes here. If you click there, you'll actually close that information down. Now, if you're also volunteering for another organisation within council or outside of council, you will actually see their information listed here as well. So you will actually have just one space where you can see all the volunteering info for the different organisations that are using Better Impact as their volunteer database. Now, going across to the left, we're going to look first at the My Profile section. And if you hover over that, you'll see there's some different things that drop down from that tab. And we're going to go first into the contact information. And inside the contact information, you'll see that there's information about yourself, your login, your address, email address, contact phone numbers, and that sort of thing. You need to go down to the bottom in the miscellaneous fields and make sure that you tick English Australia to ensure that all your dates are correct when you're logging your hours. Otherwise, they come up in the US format, which is a bit pesty. Make sure you hit save. And you'll see up in the top corner, it says updated successfully. Now, everything that you do within My Volunteer, you need to make sure you hit save. It doesn't save automatically, and you will know that what you've done has been saved if you see a little box up in that top right-hand corner. Now, here's the space here where you can add a photo of yourself. You can obviously change the photo, update the photo, and you would just click on that tab there, and it would go to find a photo, and you can browse for whatever photo you want to upload as well there. Moving back to the My Profile tab and into the additional information section, you'll see here there's some information about your council start date, when your induction was completed, dietary requirements, you can fill that in, some contact details for your emergency contacts. If you can please complete those, that would be great. And also just check them periodically as well. If they change, please update them in there. Please check information, working with children, check information, and also some awards and recognition information as well. Training information, and there's also an opportunity to nominate your current occupational status, whatever that might be, and also indicate other roles within Living and Learning that you might be interested in as well by just ticking these boxes here and then clicking the Save button. Back to the My Profile section again, and if you go down into the Change Passwords section, we recommend that you do actually change your password straight away and type in your current password and then your new, and then confirm your new password and pick change password, and that will actually update your password so that no one actually can log into your profile. Back to my profile again. If you'd like to nominate your availability, you can do that by just ticking on these particular boxes here. As we go into scheduled volunteer hours, that might be of help. At this point, all our activities are actually unscheduled, so we don't require you to nominate your hours, but if you just want to do that, you can, and save, and you can see it's updated successfully. Now going back across to the hours section, this is the place where you actually log your hours, and if you have a number of different impact accounts within council or different volunteer organisations that you actually volunteer for, you'll see opportunity to choose your organisation up here above the activity, and you would actually choose from the drop-down menu and actually choose select organisation. Then within that organisation, you'll then be able to select the activity, and Happy's got a couple of different activities that he volunteers for, and digital mentoring is one of them. So I'm going to log some hours for digital mentoring, and the date that Happy's volunteered is today, and Happy's volunteered 3 hours and 30 minutes. I'm just going to enter that. I'm going to hit save and save and log another. Now you'll see that we've actually got some feedback boxes here that come as a result of the activity chosen. So if there was some extra social activity hours, perhaps your group went off for a tea or coffee or whatever afterwards, if you can record in hours how much time was spent doing that, and that might have been half an hour, so it's 0.5 hours. How many people attended the activities, and there was 4. And please rate your volunteer experience today, and Happy had a great time or excellent time volunteering. Now you can click here to keep the same feedback fields if you want to do that, sort of similar feedback fields every time. That helps make the process of logging your hours a little bit quicker. And you can click here for save and log another. Oh, I've got to pick my date, which is the 22nd again. And you can save and log another, and it will allow you to add another one, or you can just save and then exit. Up here you'll see that it's created successfully, and that's what we want to make sure that that box comes up, and we've actually done that. If you scroll down, you'll see as well I've actually managed to log that at those hours twice, which is a bit of a mistake, and if that happens to you, you can actually just delete these hours as the duplicate. Now you'll see here at the moment that the status is pending, so those hours won't go back up to your total on your home page, and once they're approved, you will actually see them in the totals. And so at the moment we're approving hours for everybody, just to make sure the system's running properly more than anything. If we go back up here again, there's reports, and here you can see the tally of the lifetime hours that Happy has actually volunteered, and all of the hours so far have been during 2018. There's a graph that you can look at and look at the bit of the spread across the months, and there's also some information about the feedback that you've given for the particular hours, and there's also some reports that you can view as well if you're interested in finding out more detail. As you populate with more and more hours, there will be sort of some information that's even more interesting to look at as far as your hourly contribution. The last tab we want to look at today is the contact tab, and here's an opportunity to actually send an email if you need to directly to me or your supervisor. If you want to write a message directly through the system, you can actually just type some information for your subject and your message. Attach a file if you want to do that, and then send the email here, and that will go off to your nominated supervisor. Now that's all we really want you to have a go at today. If you could actually go in and have a practice, please feel free to contact your supervisor if you have any questions. When you're finished in the database, don't forget to log out. and you'll be returned back to the login page.